Hey, I'm Thomas Daniel Brown II, and I portray Tucker Blackwood.
Hi, I'm Baba Dezume, and I play Taya Blackwood.
Hi, I'm Maurice. I play the character of Greg.
Hi, my name is Nemo Purcell, and I play the role of Shelly.
And this is when the music would cue for my interview.
What's good, family? My name is Kendra Renee, and I served as a production assistant for Family Matters. Let's get into these questions.
What attracted me the most to this production was the fact of the matter was that this is a story about family, and I think everybody can relate to that. Everybody has one, or you pray to God that they do. You hope that they do.
Theme of family. I'm really big on family shows or family dramas. I grew up with all of them.
When I read the breakdown, I was immediately brought into this. This story really resonated with me. Just talking about family and the different dynamics of family, that's what really intrigued me to the story.
So it doesn't matter what nationality you are, what religious background you have, what language you speak. We can all relate to the importance of family in a person's life. And I felt like that was what attracted me about this project. Because at the end of the day, at the core of the story, it's a love story. It's a love story between family members, you know? So I really loved that about
But this was going to be a production that was done on Zoom. So I was like, how's this going to be done? Like, I got excited. I wanted to just be a part of that process. So yeah.
Normally, when I search up projects, I research the director and the production. And when I came across this one, I noticed that, she's a Black female. And not only that she's a Black female, she's a Caribbean woman. So, I researched, I went on her website, saw all the plays that she wrote. She's an author. She wrote books. And she's from Jamaica. And I just read about her accomplishment. So, me going into, acting and stuff like that, like I'm big on Black film and especially cultural film, so it kind of and she's faith-based, it's a faith-based production, so I'm a spiritual person / religious person, so when I looked into it, I said, I want to try this, let's see, give it a try. And
this is my truth, y'all, so if y'all judge me, I won't mind. God love me. No, seriously. First and foremost, I saw that it was all Black. And as a Black girl, I wanted to be a part of this Black production. But of course, after reading the description and the storyline, it was relatable. It was about family. And we all have had our experience with family. Whether it was good, bad, ugly, or indifferent, we all have had an experience. And I wanted to just help bring this story to life.
Tucker is the eldest boy, the middle child as well too. So, it has that type of dynamic where you're not the oldest, but you technically are, since you are the male of the family. So he has that dynamic going for him. He's a lawyer, he's successful, he has his own place, everything like that. So he's a well-off individual.
Shelly is a young entrepreneur who's interested in, taking her skills to the next level. And her skill, because she's very detail-oriented, she's clean cut, she's meticulous in her planning and day-to-day. And so with all of those skills in mind, she wants to take her dreams to the next level. And so right now she left home and she moved to a different city to pursue those dreams. But you'll find out that there are other secrets that Shelly is trying to run away from that will be uncovered in the series.
Taya, she's the life of the party. You guys seen the episode. Tay is she's the life of the party. Although she's the youngest sister, the cute sister, whatever you want to call it. She is independent. She's strong and she's about her money. She loves fun. She's lit. She's lit.
Greg. Greg is the baby of the family. He feels that he gets overlooked. He feels resentment towards his siblings, especially his brother, and he's very hard-headed.
That it was so close to being me.
The part that I loved about playing her character was she's a lot like me.
There were little things that were different here and there, but I'm a middle child. I'm the oldest son, and I have a little bit of his tics. his attitudes toward each of the siblings. So that's where we're similar. I'm not a lawyer though. I wish I was.
I love the energy that Greg brings in and the type of personality and charisma that he holds in his personality, although he displays it in a different character, a different way.
Her focus in her work and her job. I mean, but she's also a very loving woman. She loves her sisters and she loves her brothers. And despite some secrets that become unearthed in the series, she means well. She may not know how to express it sometimes, and then when she does express it, it comes out kind of like a sudden attack. And when I say attack, that's not even the right word. She comes out as like a sudden unearthing.
Like, I know with the rest of my castmates, they was like, yeah, their character was like completely opposite. Where me and Taya, like, she's like a lot like me, because like I had people like hit me up, was like, ain't you supposed to be acting? You being yourself on camera. And I'm like, whatever, but like we're very relatable.
What's so fun about her is the fact that it's finding how she communicates with each of her siblings. I mean, she has different styles and tactics on how she talks to each of her sisters, each of her brothers, and finding the best way to get her point across. And I think that was pretty fun to play, especially considering that she's a lot different than me, where she's much more introverted, and when she has a problem, she would rather shy away so that it doesn't cause bigger problems or bigger issues. Whereas myself, I'd rather approach the topic and reach the issue with somebody, like, and figure out what's the problem. Like, what can we do to fix this issue? So.
The biggest challenge was definitely the emotional approach, because of what Taya goes through and stuff like that. So I know that as I'm telling this story, it may touch other people, so I couldn't play around with it. I had to be, serious and like kind of put myself in those shoes and embody a character that, kind of went through a traumatic experience like that. So that was like the biggest role, just putting myself into that emotional approach.
Taya, who the hell do you think you're talking to? I am still your older sister.
Her biggest challenge, though, is the fact that because she's her style of avoiding issues or problems is different from my own. That was probably an interesting skill of hers, but it's also challenging because it's something that I had to dive deep to figure out how I wanted to clearly portray that. Especially considering that Shelley has a different style of communication with each of her siblings, and so uncovering that was both a joy and a challenge to really solidify. But once that was locked in, you start finding that Shelley has a nice even temperament, and discovering where she goes when she really explodes and where she goes when she really locks up was a really fun journey to take. So yeah, that was probably one of the biggest challenges for Shelley, but also very exciting to jump on that. It was also exciting to explore that as well.
The biggest challenge for me is to keep it authentic, to keep it honest, not to put on a role, to really resonate with Greg and the place where he's coming from, really dive into that rash decision making that he's gonna do whatever it takes for him and his sisters and the rest of his family.
Balancing the anger and the love.
You're the problem. You're the problem.
It's not a pure mindset of he's just angry. You know what I'm saying? He's just mad at like being treated a certain type of way. It's nothing like that. He's mad that, he expects so much out of the people around him because he loves and cares about them and because of his own path. He feels like they all should be able to do the same things or more than him. You know what I'm saying? Especially since he's the middle child. And it was a hard dynamic to balance his anger for Greg particularly and the love he has for him as well too. Because I don't feel like Tucker is one of those people who's just like, I just don't like him and I hate him, completely hate him. I feel like to absolutely hate somebody, you have to have complete love for them. So it was that balance between those two things.
besides myself, which celebrity would probably play this role? I would say Kerry Washington. I think she would be an interesting candidate to play Shelley, because I would love to see her take on that kind of personality. Since she's so well known for Scandal, it would be interesting to see when she's a bit more subdued and less expressive, but rather she has to show so much without saying anything.
Oh, that's easy, Brad. Sterling Browning.
Okay.
My man.
I want to say Kiki Lane. If you don't know Kiki Lane, she plays in Old Guard as Nile. She also played in the new Coming to America 2 movie as Akeem / Eddie Murphy's oldest daughter.
I see Michael Rainey Jr. absolutely bodying Greg. That's just me though.
Dominique Fishback. I can see her. She's the one that also she played in Power, Project Power with Jamie Foxx, and she also played in Judas and the Black Messiah.
Is Captain Crunch still the best cereal?
Still the best cereal. Because I love some Captain Crunch. I've met a lot of people who hate Captain Crunch. Like, my favorite is Captain Crunch with just crunch berries, all right? I would just eat crunch berries all day. I'll eat peanut butter Captain Crunch too, but crunch berries all day. Challenge me on that. You can challenge me on that.
I got mad favorites. What was my favorite? I think one of my favorites when in the beginning when she beats with Shelly and Shelly says like, can we hurry up or whatever, and I'm like, well, don't hesitate to hit the end button. And then later on Shelly says something and she was like, it's a red button, you can't miss it. Like all the shots that she throws at Shelly, I don't know.
So my favorite line from Dialogue was absolutely Greg, get the strap or bring the strap. Hands
Bring
down.
the strap.
Absolutely.
Yes, at the end of episode 3, Tucker says something along the lines of, no, like my brother said,
no. As my little brother said,
find Terrence,
find out where he lives,
and find him on
and
Facebook.
then
Something
we
along
go
those
pay him a
lines.
little
That
visit.
line really resonated with me because that was the first time in the script that Tucker really acknowledged Greg as his little brother and that they actually shared something in common. They actually shared something in common for the first time. The most challenging part for me was definitely the filming process, definitely shooting things through my own phone. That was the most difficult part for me because not only did I have to worry about having an honest and genuine and authentic reaction to my different characters that I was speaking to, but I was also the cameraman, the lighting, the sound. It made me appreciate so much more what people do not see. It was a beautiful, beautiful experience.
Was probably trying to make sure that a lot of the conversations that were had was done through Zoom and trying to make sure that those conversations still feel authentic because, we're recording this through a camera, which in order to capture a conversation that's happening through the internet. So, which is through another form of camera, which is usually on your phone or your computer. So making sure that we're able to capture that connection and conversation and making it feel authentic was probably a bit strange because it's a Zoom series. So it was done kind of on a Zoom platform along with other things. So that was kind of interesting to see. And when I say it was shot by Zoom, it wasn't necessarily filmed on Zoom. It was just, we used Zoom to communicate with my castmates and the director. And so being able to build a relationship through the Zoom platform helped in understanding how we wanted to shoot this film and shoot this web series. Shoot the web series itself, it's not really a film.
Like I said before, it was the emotional approach. Like I said, it was definitely, me putting myself into someone's shoes that went through that.
Yeah.
Really, the technical aspect, getting the framing, the lighting, being my own sound man, and being my own cameraman as well too. That was the hardest part. I mean, everything else, we've had its difficulties here and there, you know, with any role I take on, it has certain difficulties just to get into the headspace, everything like that. But it was really just a technical aspect. I never had to do all that much moving around and this and that. And then I had to make sure stuff was charged. And now I really respect videographers. It's so much more. Like, I love the boom mic guy. Me and the boom mic guy, right here. But now I understand how much is needed for, you know, like battery power, everything like that. It's a lot. It's a lot. Oh, it was magnificent. She was really big on one-on-ones, which is something that I didn't have with some previous directors. But those really helped in getting to know what the director wanted, as well as seeing what you can compound on your own choices that you made, seeing if you were, just knowing the fact that you were right on with what the director wanted, that makes you feel heightened. And since she's so hands-on, it makes the process easier. She's open to story. Like, if you had an idea about something that was going on with the character, she's open to that. You know, she's open to an evolving story, and that really does make for some creative, you know, ingenuity in those moments and times. You can be as creative you want to. And she made me feel like I could go there if I wanted to go there.
So Bianca was the director of Family Matters. She absolutely pushed me to my limit and then some. She saw something in Greg that originally I did not see. And just talking with her about different situations and different things that Greg has done made me really see it in a different way. It's beautiful to have a director that can give you so much information about where this character is coming from and how he would react, and just to play off of that director and actor dynamic. It was beautiful, and I appreciate what she did for Greg and Shelly and Tucker and Emily, what she did throughout the entire production. I'm forever grateful for Bianca.
She's dope. She is dope. Like, I love you, Bianca. I don't know, she's so sweet. And it's like, one thing I liked was when we start rehearsal or when we start filming, she prays. And I like that because it kind of like calms me. It's like my quick meditation. And she cut, you know, like it's like I instantly feel, you know, what she asks God to do for me, and it helps me relax and get into my character. And also, like, she's just like a down to earth and easy person to talk to. Like, if it was anything that we weren't comfortable talking to, like, as a whole group during our rehearsals, like, we could always ask her one-on-one, or she just, you know, she opened up to us and let us, like, if we had to text her or whatever the case may be, she was always there to, like, you know, answer whatever we needed. She was understanding and stuff like that. So
well, we had our one-on-one, so we for sure had discussions with the rest of the cast, and then we took moments to discuss one-on-one of what we wanted the character to be like, and I think those were very interesting and fun to do, because you got to not only explore the character from the lens of the director and everybody else who is experiencing what this character is going through, but then you also experience what this character is going through solely through the lens of the director as well as the actress. So for Shelly, it would be myself, and making sure that we are on the same page on what we think this character is going through, where her headspace is at, and having that dialogue. So I was really excited to continuously have that dialogue with the director.
OMG. It was great. It was nothing short of amazing. It was a joy. The director set such a foundation, and I think the director helped us to become a family, and us as a cast. Me specifically, she helped me grow in many, many ways, not only as an artist, but as a person. And it was just an experience for my life that I absolutely needed. So, thank you.
Well, family is my thing. I grew up around a big family, like, since I was young. Like, I always say my favorite memory is my childhood because I was always around family. So when I'm around family, I feel supported. It's always around sports, love, fun. And that's why it's so important to me, because this is something like nostalgic to me. Like, you know, the older you get, the more distance you come with your family. Not purposely, but, you know, people grow apart. So it's always important for me to like reach out to my family or just to be around my family and know that they're just an arm's reach away, because like I said, it feels, when I'm around them and when I'm close to them, it feels like love, fun, support, and just understanding. It's just, you know, a good feeling.
Everybody got a family. Everybody has a family story. It's I mean, everybody doesn't have like, you know, siblings and stuff like that, but you always have like, you know, a mother figure or a father figure. Everybody has that dynamic that's in there. And I feel like family is something that we all can relate to. You know, family is important. They shape our mindset and how we deal with other relationships in life, how we deal with people we meet out on the street, how we incorporate them into our family as well too. The bonds we have, they shape our values. So family is a big deal because for the first 18 years of your life, they help shape you as an individual and help mold your personality. So family is big.
Family is everything, man. Family is the reason why you walk like you walk, like you talk like you talk, the way you dissect things in a different manner. It's the reason it makes you the person who you are today. And personally for me, I wouldn't be the person who I am today if it wasn't for my family.
Why family? What's the importance of family? Everything, simply put. Why family? Again, it's a story that never gets old being told. I mean, everybody has one, everybody can relate to one. So when you tell a story of a family, you know it's something that people will be interested in wanting to see. What's the importance of family is that you uncover something new every time. And some families are going through a problem probably similar to the one that happened to this web series. And being able to present this kind of story out to the public so that way they can find their own way of addressing or dealing with the issues at home is a great way to share and open up that door and open up that forum for conversation and give people the opportunity to feel like they're not alone, that they also have issues with their own family. No family is perfect, and there's always a black sheep. And then that black sheep rotates because it could be you one day, and then it could be the other person the next, the other sibling. And so that's why family is very important. We all have one. We all want to watch and hear about it, and it's interesting to see it from different people's perspective and different lenses.
Honestly, the importance of family is to be the backbone of your life, or to be the foundation of your life. And of course, there are different family dynamics, and unfortunately not all families are close and connected, and let's pray for them. But I think family should be the foundation and the backbone and just the center stone or the cornerstone of your life.
That's it! That's it! That's it! That's it!
Family was forced to see that they were what they needed. Like, they needed each other. They needed each other to navigate their mom's death. They needed each other to navigate Emily's situation. They needed each other to navigate Taya Shelley's dynamic, Greg Tucker's dynamic. And they were forced to realize that. And it took, unfortunate events, but they had to understand that they were what they needed.
I dare you! I dare you! Come do find me! Do it! You know where I'm at! Come on, do it! Do it! Find me, bro! Come through! Come through! Stop it!
The story is definitely relevant for our time now because you see a ton of families going through the same exact things that the Blackwood family is going through the brothers resenting each other, through the sisters not getting along and being jealous of each other, or even Emily, the oldest sister, having to take care of her younger siblings. This story is definitely relevant for our time now.
Because I feel like everybody got family drama. I mean, I know I've had family drama. I've had some of the family drama that's happened in this show happen to me in real life. So it was like, it got real personal for me. So it's one of those things. I just feel like in our times right now, it's one of those stories that hits on, the pandemic. Hits on how we, talk to each other and everything during the pandemic. And I feel like the underlying thing of this whole show was, we all know Emily's sick. We don't know what it could be. And during these times of COVID, it made me feel like every one of the times that the family got together for a family meeting, it could have been their last. Because we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. That's something, even without the pandemic, we still don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, the next day, or anything like that. And it makes you realize how even in bad times, the relationships that are fueled out of love and compassion should be the ones you hang on to, because they can be mended if you put in the work. I feel like a lot of times people will, in this day and age, will disown family like it's nothing, and we won't put in the work, but we'll miss them afterwards. And I feel like nowadays it's something it needs to be shown and showcased that, even in these tumultuous times, you can still get to a level of peace.
How's the story relevant to our time now? Again, it's about family. You can't go wrong with family. It's an age-old story, sure, but it's something that's relatable. It's something that's you can easily connect with, and it's something people are interested in wanting to watch and hear and see.
It's relevant because you see that at the end of the day, all they long for is each other's support. We all love support, and ultimately support, like, you get support from, friends, you get support from associates, you get some support from, colleagues, and that's this, that, and the third. But ultimately, the base of it, the bottom of the pyramid, you want it to be your family.
I would say specific to Black families, and I'm speaking from, an experience, a personal experience rather, is relevant because there is so much within Black families. There's so much trauma, there's so much grief, there's so much loss. And I think we need to understand that it's okay for us to talk about those things. It's okay for us to bring light, to shed light on those things. It's okay for us to heal from those things. Give ourselves permission to talk about it, give ourselves permission to heal from it, give ourselves permission to grow in love and together.
But I gave up everything. I gave up my entire life to be there for this family. My entire life. Do you?
I really hope the message leads with others to just love your family. Love each other, even in the hard times. Just don't count each other out. For anyone who's the middle child, I hope it leaves them with the air. For me personally, when there's a moment when Tucker is going over why he was upset with his mother. And in that moment, I understood exactly where it was coming from, because as the middle child, I had to, everybody just kept telling me, you're gonna have to be there for your younger brother. You're gonna have to be there for your younger brother. And you take it as a burden. And I hope those who are in that position, they understand that it's not a burden that other people are giving to you. It's not that they don't believe in, what you can do, or they don't value you. It's just that they value you so much more than you could ever imagine, which is why they say those things to you. They place the responsibility on you because they knew you could handle it. So I hope they get that message for the middle child, but for the overall family dynamic, I hope they understand that love is the key for everything.
Family is everything. Communication is also key.
So the message I feel like the story will leave is that it gets hard. Life is hard. The world is tough on you, and it helps when you have family there. And even sometimes life can be hard because of family, and having those conversations can really help bridge that gap, and having them regularly. I mean, you can't just have one conversation and think that your family is all good and dandy. There are certain personalities and certain dynamics and certain experiences that each family member goes through, that certain conversations or certain activities need to happen in order for that bridge to be built, so that there's no more gap between them. But I think that the message that this says is that family is important, and we should always talk to one another. And even if it's hard, have that conversation. And if you're lucky enough, which most people I hope are, you have multiple siblings, and if you don't, you have an uncle and aunt who want to make sure that if there's an issue between family members, if there's an issue between siblings, whatever. And honestly, if there's any issues between family members, you have each other to fall back on and help mend that pain or fix that issue. Just bring peace back to the family.
Your truth is your truth. Honestly, never be ashamed to tell your truth. And I think you need to understand that your truth is valid. And I think people should get that from this series. Like with Taya, she deserved to let Shelly know what was going on. Emily, she deserved to let the family know what was going on. Tucker, he deserved to let, Shelly know how he felt about what their mom did. Greg, he deserved to let the family know how he felt about his choices. So all of them had their own truth, and of course they clashed, but each of their truth was valid. And I hope people see this series and understand that my truth is valid as well, and I deserve to be able to vocalize that and be heard and understood. So
I hope this story shows people that no matter what, you can rebuild a broken family. You can rebuild, because at the end of the day, you are still family. Family is all we have.
And I did everything wrong. I never got the chance to make her proud as you did.
I believe my significance is in the family. Tucker is since he's the eldest male, and since the father is gone out of the house, I become dad. I become the dad role without necessarily becoming the dad, if that makes sense. It's if someone's in trouble, I'm there. If someone needs guidance, I'm there. Although, we got the issue with, Greg. But, in any other day, that's what it's like. And I feel like, again, going back to the middle child, he's the cement. If Emily is the foundation, Shelly would be the structure, the wood, the bricks, all of that. Greg would be the energy of the house once it's fully built. Taya is the interior, the vibrancy of the house, and all that Tucker is the cement holding together the bricks. Without him, because I realized the responsibility he took on when his mother passed and everything, without him being there with Emily, staying up those late nights, they wouldn't have gotten what they needed to have happen with the family house. So I feel like he's the cement. He's the cement holding everything together. And if he gives up, if Emily gives up, everything's over. He gives up, everything could crumble. So those two, I believe, have the biggest important role in that family dynamic.
So Greg is the baby of the family. He is the troublemaker. He is the sibling who isn't afraid to do things. When he thinks something is a certain way, he is all about rash decision making. If he wants something, he's gonna get it. If he has beef with you, he's gonna handle it. So with that, it's a dynamic of the siblings would always look after him, because he would always walk around like he has a chip on his shoulder. He has something to prove. But with that, it comes very dangerous, because the siblings do not want Greg to go back to prison, go back to jail, go back to where he was before. They want him to get better. And for Greg, it was very difficult for him because he was very hard-headed and not listening to what they were telling him to do.
Her significant is her situation got out in the open. Everybody was lending a helping hand, and everybody kind of was like setting their differences aside so they can like help her. You feel me? I want to say that her situation, was one of the main reasons why they got together in the first place. Like, granted, Emily had tried to get them together, being that it was their mother's birthday, and she wanted them to chit chat, and she was going through her situations, and she tried to get them together before, because their mom passed, so all they have is each other, and being that they were all distant already. Distant physical wise and distant emotional wise, she just trying to get them together because they're all they have, right? So I feel that aside from her trying to get them together for her reasons and certain reasons, Taya's situation really forced them to mend together, because now it's everybody all hands on deck. We got to figure out what we have to do, because we never knew nothing about this. We're just now knowing something about this, so we can't let it go, ignore it. We have to do something about this. So I feel like her situation was very significant, and that was just like the the pinnacle and the down. That was just the pinnacle of them mending together or coming back as a family.
So kind of with Family Minds, the significance of Shelly is that she's, again, kind of the peacekeeper. So there's 4 siblings. It goes from Emily to Shelly to Tucker to Taya, and then the youngest brother, Greg. And so whereas Emily's probably the parent figure who, definitely kept the peace, Shelly, in her own way, also kept the peace, where she steered away from drama. She steered away from problems. And so whenever there's something that's starting to be, it felt like it was going to explode, she knew how to pull away and not aggravate the issue. She didn't stoke that flame. And I feel like that was very significant on her part. It's also significant because she has a very special relationship with each of her siblings. And her being detail-oriented also helps in when a family member wants to, write a book or have other dreams of venture that they want to pursue. They can always depend on Shelly to kind of help with the organization piece and the where do I need to go next? What do I need to do here? Where do I need to go there? And so I think Shelly's so valuable in the family dynamic because she's so different from her other siblings, but she brings something rich through that difference as well. So very interesting. I'm excited for you guys to see.
See, this is the part that always mattered. This right here.
Honesty, compassion, love, integrity. Yeah, that is it. Couldn't think of another one. I thought of something else that was hitting me, but that's it. Those 4 things can keep a family together. Honestly, like having integrity about yourself, being honest with how you feel, being honest about how things make you feel. Love is gonna always be there, and what else I said? Compassion. Yeah, having the capacity to care enough for someone other than yourself. That will hold a family together like glue.
Love, respect, and friendship. I know you don't necessarily need to be your sibling's friend, but definitely love and friendship can grow from love. Even if it's sometimes you're mad at your siblings and you want to be friends with them, 1 week and then you don't want to hang out with them the next. But it does create this kind of loyalty. Definitely loyalty. So love, friendship, you can have that, definitely loyalty, and caring. Care.
Definitely trust, communication. Communication is key because you need to communicate. You need to talk things out with your family, through your siblings, throughout your mother, throughout your father. You need to talk things out. If you feel like there's something wrong within the family, it's best to talk it out, to resolve that situation right then and there, rather than keeping it in your head and pressed about it. It's just the easiest way to go about it, to just talk things out. And love, appreciation, grateful, gratitude. You need to be grateful for the family that you have. You just have to. Because no matter what you think, there are people out there who have it worse than you. And right when you realize that everything that you have around you and the people that love you and care for you, who have that unconditional love for you, nothing is gonna bother you.
Of course, love. Definitely, obviously, support. And just communications, because they all were a different place, and even with you being across state lines or town lines or whatever, you still had this Zoom platform which everybody to stay communicated. Like Emily said it, she was like, we're all so far, we're all so busy, but that don't mean anything. We got to, stay connected. And granted, like at the, it's a pandemic. The pandemic also shouldn't stop them from communicating. They had a platform to keep them together. They threw a virtual party at the end just to let them know that, we may be busy. We grew up. We may not be together every single day, but we're a phone call away. We're a Zoom call away, So
communication, love, honesty, transparency, vulnerability, fun, so many things. But I guess key, Communication, love, God. Yeah.
Now say on three, everybody. Blackwood on three.
All right, on three, everybody. What?
Come on, Greg. Blow it up to mama. Like,
Oh.
nice. And cut.
Love y'all.
Stop the recording. Woo! Yo, Bianca Morgan here, director, officially calling the official wrap on Family Matters.
Oh, guys, it has been such a ride. I'm so thankful, so grateful, so eternally happy to have met every single one of you. I bless you. I am so thankful. I can't stress that enough. So grateful. I'm so grateful for this opportunity and to meet just wonderful, down-to-earth, genuine people. I wish nothing but the best for you, and keep killing it and keep shining.
Man, it was so much fun working with y'all. You know, we got memories for this project. From this project, we built a bond. And it was great to know you guys, you know, aside from our character. And just, you know, we was able to like take the uniform off and chop it up, laugh it up, and then put the uniform back on, get professional and be serious and deliver. Like, we had moments where people teared up, you know, from us, you know, playing real emotional parts. And it was like, dang, that was real. You did that. It was always a standing ovation for everybody, and each one of you, each and every single one of you guys are talented. And I just wish you best in your future endeavors. I'm supporting from right here. You know, we got each other's numbers, chatting it up, keep in touch, and you know, I'm rooting for you. And I can't wait to see the next project that you guys are a part of.
Thank y'all. Honestly, just thank y'all for this amazing opportunity. Y'all have a supporter for life, a family member for life. You can't get rid of me. But no, I guess I would say something to the audience. Thank you all for tuning in every week. Thank you all for joining us on this ride. Thank you all for just being a part of Family Matters. We are all family now. And like I said, y'all can't get rid of me. Period.
I need a season 2. Y'all know me. I need a season 2. But for real though, it was magnificent working with you. The studio had professionalism on a high bar, and I'm somebody who's big on professionalism. I'm someone who's big on keeping things timely. I'm so big on all of that, and I just love the energy that you exude. You were really there to help us bring forth this project to life. You would have stayed up late nights with us just to get things right. You would have went through 15, 17, 18 takes just to get it right. And I appreciate that. Like, the level of professionalism you have, the studio has, it's on a whole nother scale. And I see a lot of great things happening for you all. I just want to be in season 2. That's all I'm asking for, season 2. I really want us to all meet personally and like sit down. This project, we all met via Zoom, but it felt like family. And the theme is family, and family matters, and y'all matter to me. So there you go, full circle, baby. You matter to me.
So my final words is go watch the show. Go watch it. It's such a beautiful story, again, about family, about the ups and downs and trials and tribulations that each family goes, no matter what the issue may be about. We all go through them, and you're just seeing this particular family, and you're seeing how they're addressing their problems and how they work through it and how they try to work through it. Do they work through it? Do they not work through it? Do they communicate? If they do communicate, how do they communicate? So I think this is a fun, interesting, heartfelt story that everybody should go see. I want them all to bring popcorn and their drink, bring your family member, bring anybody that you wish, that you really want to watch a heart-wrenching, heartwarming story about family. Again, you can never go wrong with family. Thank you. Bye.